Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss about the male reproductive system in this lecture. Previously, I will introduce about the lesson, what you have to study in this chapter. Now, students, we are going to discuss about the male reproductive system. Once again, we call about the male primary and secondary sex organs. Yes, students, we were discussed in the previous lecture about the primary and secondary sex organs of the male reproductive system. So, students, the primary sex organ of male is a pair of testes or testes that lies into a sac which is called scrotum sac. This presents the lower of the outside of the abdomen, and it is due to maintaining the temperature about 2.5 degrees Celsius below than the body temperature. Because, students, this temperature is necessary for build-up of, or you can say that production of sperm cells, which are also called spermatogonia cells. Yes, students, and spermatids are produced inside the spermatogonia cells. That is, I will discuss in this diagram, that is the internal structure of a testis. So, testis is the primary sex organ. Now, what is the secondary sex organ? Students, the secondary sex organ of the human male is accessory ducts. It consists of two parts. I will distribute it into two parts. First is the accessory ducts, and second one is the accessory gland. Yes, students, the accessory ducts. Accessory ducts are helpful in carrying the male gamete that is formed by the primary sex organ of the male, it means testis, to the common urinogenital canal, or you can say that urethra. So, students, this is the accessory duct. What ducts are included in this accessory ducts? The first one is the rete testis. I will explain about the rete testis. About 10 to 20 rete testis present inside each testicular lobules that helps in carrying the sperms into the vasa efferentia. Yes, students, the second accessory ducts are vasa efferentia. What is the function of vasa efferentia? About 10 to highly coiled duct, or you will see very well that arising from testicular lobules to the epididymis, towards the epididymis, that are called vasa efferentia. Efferent means external, which helps in carrying the sperm from the seminiferous tubules towards the outside of the testis. That's why the name is vasa efferentia. Efferent means outside, external. Next, epididymis. This is very short and a common canal in which 10 to 20 vasa efferentia opens into a canal that brings about the male gametes into the other passage. This is highly coiled and lies just upon the testis, just overlap the testis or around the testis. At a region, it becomes very massive appears very nice, but it is just thin coiled structures and common canal for the vasa efferentia. Now epididymis further passes into the vas deferens. Vas deferens is the canal that brings the sperm into the common urinogenital canal, or you can say that inside the seminal vesicle, where the storage and nurture of the spermatid or sperm cells take place. Yes, students, this is the seminal vesicle, as here I labeled it, seminal vesicle. What is the function of seminal vesicle? Seminal vesicle stores about 2 to 5 ml of semen. When the sperm and the fluid, the alkaline fluid that contains fructose like sugars as well as some kind of nutritious elements and an alkaline fluid, this mixture makes the semen. So this is the storage of the sperm with their nutritive elements that nurture the sperm cells. Hence, this is called seminal vesicle. It is also the accessory duct of the male reproductive system. So this is the seminal vesicle. Now urethra and penis. These are also the two accessory, rest of the two accessory duct of the human reproductive system. If we are talking about the urethra, then this is the urethra that helpful in bringing out, or you can say that removal of the nitrogenous waste urine that receives from the urinary bladder, and also with the help it opens from the seminal vesicle that carries the semen from this canal during the copulation or insemination. Next one, this is the penis. Penis is a highly muscular and have erectile nature during the excitement that helps in passage of the semen during insemination. So students, these are the accessory ducts that are the part of the male reproductive system, and another part is the accessory gland. There are two accessory glands are present in human male. The first one is the prostate gland. Prostate gland, what is the function of prostate gland? It secretes the alkaline fluid that helps in nourishment and provide lubrication to the sperm cells so that they can easily move, and it is walnut shape, and second one is the Cowper's gland. Cowper's gland is also known to be bulbourethral gland. What is students? Yeah, you have to learn the bulbourethral glands are also known to be Cowper's gland. A pair of just somewhat larger than the mustard shape gland lies just below the prostate gland and the either side of the urethra, and this is the Cowper's gland. It also helpful in the secretion of alkaline fluid that helps in maintaining the mobility as well as the nourishment of the sperm, and the alkaline nature also helps in removal of the acidity inside the vagina of the female during insemination. This alkaline fluid also helpful in this you can say that reason. It means it decrease the acidity inside the vagina, so that sperm cell can alive. Now students, we are going to discuss about the primary sex organ of the male in detail. At first, we know about what is the shape, size, structure of the testis. Each testis is of about 4 to 5 cm long, oval shape, 2 to 3 cm wide, and it lies inside the skin-folded structure that is called scrotum sac. The scrotum sac lies outside the lower of the abdominal cavity or abdomen, because for the process of gametogenesis, it means spermatogenesis, there is requirement of 2 to 2.5 degrees Celsius below temperature than the body temperature. It means the process of spermatogenesis in male take place at about 35 degrees Celsius temperature, whereas 37 degrees Celsius is our normal body temperature, or 98.6 Fahrenheit, as we very well know. So students, the testis consists of following 3 types of cells beside the other types of seminiferous tubules and testicular lobules. If we are going to talk about the testicular lobules, then about 250 testicular lobules. Yes student, how much lobules are present in each testis? 250 lobules, and each lobules had three seminal vesicles. Yes students, this is very important to point out view of need and board examination. How many lobules, testicular lobules are present in each testis? The number is 250, and in each lobules, how many number of seminiferous tubules are present? Then there are 3 seminiferous tubules are present. Seminiferous tubules are present in each lobule, testicular lobules. Now students, what is the function of seminiferous tubule? The main function of seminiferous tubules is the production of what? The sperm cells. Yes. The rated testes. Rated testes are just the gather, and when they increase the number of cells, they helps in promote the synthesis of the sperm cells, because they get stimulated with the prostate pituitary gland of our hypothalamus, below the hypothalamus, and it start the production of follicle stimulating hormone as well as the ICSS, interstitial cell stimulating hormone, that helps in the production of androgen, and androgen helps in produce the number of sperm count. Each seminiferous tubules forms about thousands of the sperms. Yes, in each seminiferous tubules about 1000 number of sperm cells are formed. It means 1 gram of rated testis tissue can form about 1000 sperms in per second. Yes, in per second. It means the semen that is ejected at a time is about 2 to 5 ml, and that contains about 5 to 7 lakhs of sperm. Now students, just more talk about the testis. Testis are mainly form of spermatogonia cell. that are called FCR, follicle cells, follicular cells. Next one is the Leydig cells. Leydig cells are very important and they are helpful in the secretion of the androgen hormone, and Leydig cells are also called interstitial cells. What? Interstitial cells. Next one is Sertoli cells. The Sertoli cells are commonly known as nurse cells. Yes, because they are helpful in the nursing and taken care of each and every sperm cell. So students, the testis mainly secretes, or you can say that produced two types of substances. The first one is the gametes, it means sperm, male gamete, and another is the hormone that is called androgen or testosterone. Both of the hormones are very much essential for the production of sperm cells. So students, once again I am going to describe this sectional view of the human reproductive system. As you all of you very well know that this is the ureter, a pair of ureter bringing the nitrogenous filtered substances, it means urine, from each kidney and collected inside this sac-like structure that is called urinary bladder. After that, the next labeled structure is here vas deferens. Vas deferens opens or stores, or you can say that conduct the sperm cells inside the seminal vesicle where they get collected. These are the seminal vesicle. This is the seminal vesicle. It is known for the storage of semen, sperm and mixture of the prostate and bulbourethral gland. This is the ejaculatory duct. Ejaculatory duct, what is the function of ejaculatory duct? During the excitement, the ejaculatory duct helps in pump out the semen into this urethra, or you can say that common canal for urine and semen. Now students, this is the penis. You very well know that prostate gland, it is walnut shape, and this is the urethra. Four skin folded, very loose skin folded structure are present that surrounds the gland's penis. This is called foreskin. Thus students, I hope you will understand each of the part of human male reproductive system very well, and I will also give more description about the human male reproductive system in next video lecture. Thanks students for joining today.